and tens, but he had a carpet job he had to do, so he didn't.
So I guess she decided she'd better put the diety on herself after that. I guess she was old and didn't realize what she was doing. So I guess that's...
So now can you try to say something in Danish? Now,
Yeah, I did.
because she was, how old was she now when you came over here from Denmark?
3.
You were 3?
3 years old.
Yeah. Say it in Danish?
Say something in Danish so that we don't...
Ja, jeg var 3 år gammel, jeg kom over her. Og jeg har lidt hård tid til at tale dansk. Men jeg...
Forgot his Danish.
Well, it's probably easier if somebody was talking with
she
him.
asked me something and talking
Well,
Danish.
maybe I'll ask you, I don't know, unless I ask you a question or something, then you try to say it in Danish and then tell us what you said in English or whatever. Let's see. How would you say this? Tell about coming over here that you were...
You wish Grandpa, the Grandpa that kept you over there.
Yeah, about that grandpa that wanted you to stay over there, didn't he? Didn't he want to keep you over there?
Yes.
Yeah, but I don't...
He wanted to keep you over there. Aren't you glad you didn't stay?
Oh, I'm glad he didn't stay.
I can say that on English, but Danish,
Why
that's a
can't you say it
different
on
thing, because
Danish?
I never said that on Danish.
Well,
In many years,
as long
when I
as you
did
know
it.
Danish, you ought to be able to say it.
I don't.
Just say a bunch of Danish words then if you don't know what you're saying.
Well, say, how do you say, like, maybe just count? Do you know how to count? Say, count what, you know, a few numbers in Danish, just so we get a few words in there. How would you count, like, to 1 to 10? Do you know how to count 1 to 10?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
That's good. Okay, let's see, what else do we say a lot? How do you say cow? Some of the
Cool.
and dog.
Hoot.
That sound the same.
No. Cool or hoot.
Huh. Well, wouldn't do too good on Danish. Let's see. How would you say, we're going to go milk the cow?
Skal mælke køerne og...
And let's have some bread and milk for supper. How would you say that?
Skal have noget brød og mælk for... How do they say?
Or dinner or whatever. Okay, well, we'll have to maybe...
That's good, it's many years since...
Yeah, maybe when Benta comes, well, I think if somebody's talking to you and you hear it, it's better.
Yeah.
Maybe this reunion, I bet somebody will have a recorder there. Either if we don't take ours, that we could get you, and I bet they'll get you talking with her. Okay, have you got something else to say, you two?
What else is there? Was there anything here?
Oh, you was going to tell about your eyes, Daddy. We've never had that on here, and you moving, selling your place in Arizona, and those kind of things we haven't got.
We went to...
Well, Grandpa, sold our house in Bensonmore and made me move. He made me sell a house. And I didn't want to, but he made me do it anyway. So we had to move out.
And when was that?
And that was 2 years ago. Be 3 years this fall. And so we said, we'll go to Arizona and live. So we dragged everything down to Arizona, give what we couldn't take, give it away. And we went to Arizona, and that fall, before we we left. No, and we went and stayed 1 year down there. Then we came back and lived in an apartment in the summer.
Oh, you got pneumonia, wasn't that when you got pneumonia?
Yes, and I got pneumonia in the winter. And I had to come
Well, that
home.
was the spring, when you turned the air conditioner on or something.
The girls got this apartment for us for the summer. And then that fall, while we was living in that apartment, on the 8th of September, Grandpa got up in the morning and his one eye he couldn't see out of it. He was blind.
Okay, Grandpa, you tell how it was.
She's starting wrong.
Well, you tell it then, on that
Well,
iPod.
we went over to Evelyn's for,
You don't need
Bless
to
the
tell
baby.
all that tale.
well, that ain't very long. And then we had 2 dinners over there, and I felt pretty good, and everything was going good. And I drove over to Logan to Joanne's and went in there and sat on the couch for about 10 minutes, and all at once I couldn't see Joanne, or was it? No, it was Norma and Grandma was sitting on the couch, and I was sitting on the other couch. And all at once I couldn't see a thing there. It was all black with that one eye. So I told her, well, I guess I can't drive home because I only got the one eye. And so we went out on the porch and was gonna go home, and in about 5 minutes it come right back. I could see just as good as always could see. And then Norma said she'd take me home before that. And I said, no, I don't need to now. I can see and I can drive home. So I drove home, and then everything was okay till we went to bed. But everything was as good as normal. And when I woke up, I couldn't see a thing out of it. Everything was black like it was to start with. And I've never been able to see clear since. It's come back a little gradually, but it's a long ways from being so I can see. It's kind of affected my other eye off and on, so that I don't always see as clear out of this one eye as I should, but it probably will be better. And then the other, a little while, a year or so after, I had a hard pain over my eyes, and it really hurt. More pain than I had ever did have in my head. And then all at once, I couldn't see nothing. I couldn't even see Grandma just ahead of me there. It was just all blurry. And I thought, well, this is the end of it. It looks like the other eye is going the same way, that I'll be blind completely. But then a few minutes after, it come back, and it kept getting better till went to bed, and everything was okay in the morning. So I'm thankful for that, because I thought that was the end
Boy,
of
that
the
was
sight.
good. That it come back.
So when he went blind, we couldn't stay in Arizona because the traffic was so terrible down there. It was so busy that we decided we'd have to move back up to Logan. So
Okay, look up a little bit,
on
Grandma.
the 14th of March last year, we moved all of our things back up here and sold our house in Arizona. And we went into the Golden Living.
Mother, look up. It's kind of the camera, so that
I
they
was
can-
going to stay there, but we didn't like it. It was all old people, and it was just like a hotel. So we decided we wanted to live in an apartment. So we found this apartment that was being built. So while it was just being built, Grandpa came up and paid the man $100 to hold one apartment for us. And so we moved into that on August the 20th in 1988. And the day we moved in, we got all our furniture and stuff moved in. The kids come and helped us, and they all brought their trucks and moved us out. And the day we moved in, we was going to go out to Ruland's to stay for the night because he didn't have the toilet fixed. So we got started out and we stopped on the way there was a stop sign to stop by, so we
10th
stopped
north, the
on
west.
10th North and 6th North and 10th West. We sit there waiting for these cars to go by, and all at once here come this big old truck loaded with asphalt and hit us right in the back and knocked us clear out in the road and ruined our car, and so they sent for the police. And I rode home with Todd Ballard's wife, well, because it was too hot for me to sit there in the sun. So then Ruland and Mike went back in to help Grandpa, and they brought him home, and our car was smashed way in the back and ruined, and we couldn't get it fixed because it was too old. So here we are, down to visit Arlene. We have this car, but he can't drive it very good. He hates to drive.
Well,
So we
it's too
just have
scary
to-
to drive when you can't see good. It's scary enough to drive nowadays when you can see good. It's
Yeah.
all the roof
So we
falls
just
around.
have to sit. That's about it.
Yeah, I guess, unless you think of something else. You're still going to the temple. This apartment is only how far from the temple, Grandpa?
It's just
1.5
it's
blocks from
2
the
blocks
temple.
from our door to the temple block,
That's
a
good.
temple door.
Oh, that's good. Except they have to go up a hill. Too bad they didn't
Yeah.
build it on top of the hill instead of having.
When Grandma don't feel very good, I walk up there, and
And so you're still
That's what
going to
she-
the temple. Say that was good for the kids to hear about you going to the temple and all the temple work you do.
Yeah, we still go to the
and then
temple when we
when
can.
she feels good, I drive up to the temple with her, and then if she don't feel good, well, then I walk up there, and it's only it's just exactly 2 blocks from our door to the temple door.
But it's up that steep hill.
Yeah. And that's why Grandma, if it was straight along, she could walk, but she can't go up the hill.
Okay. All right, Grandpa. Grandma kind of bore her testimony a little. How about you?
Well,
Or telling about how you enjoyed the temple work, or just kind of some final little thing here. And
I enjoy this temple work. I've done thousands of names. I should have wrote them down, and I kept track of them, but they keep track of them in the temple, so I guess the Lord knows how many times I went. But anyway, I've done as high as 7 in one day.
my word.
I've in Arizona there we used to do around 30 a month, and it seemed like we all made a effort to go so many days a week there, 3 days a week, and we always went 2 days or 2 sessions at a time. So I never go to the temple if I didn't believe in it. I know that it's the Lord wants us to do it, and I'm gonna keep it going as long as I can. And I hope my eyesight don't quit on me as long as so I can see why I'm gonna go.
Maybe that's one reason you still got it as good as you have, and that came back, that you've been doing the temple work and the things you're supposed to do. Well, in fact, while you were here, you did go to another temple that you hadn't been before. Do you want to tell about that, Grammy? And how many temples you've been
Yes.
to?
The other day, Arlene was so kind and good to us. She took us up to the Jordan River Temple, and we had never been there, and so we was really happy for that, and enjoyed it very much. Did 2 names each, so that was 6 we got done with Arlene and us 2, and then we went out and had lunch and come home. So we had a very enjoyable day.
Okay, and how many temples then did you decide that was you'd been through?
17.
Isn't that good? Of course, it doesn't matter which one you go to. It's all the names, all of them the same,
No,
but it's
but
still
we-
kind of good to be able to have gone through so many.
We figured on, as they built the temples, we was gonna go to them. So we could say we went to all the temples, but they got to build them so fast that we couldn't make it because we got older and couldn't go to Europe every time they made one and other countries. So we decided we better quit. So we just stayed with the temple around
Well, I
here.
still bet there's not very many people that have gone to that many temples and done as much temple work as you two have done. That's a good example. You've been to us all your life with everything you've done.
Then we went to this distribution center, and
And that's the first time you'd ever been there, wasn't it?
yes, that's the first time I've ever been there, and got the picture frame from my picture, Jesus Christ, and I was happy for that.
And we got the hymns that
We
this
got
come
the
out, so we're
song.
going to sing songs part of the way home. Joyce can sing with us.
Play the music, and so we can sing along with them.
All right, because now tell that story about Grandpa, that one of the hymns, how the hymns influenced him to come into church, and we'll quit.
Oh, well, Dad, he kept he'd do quite a lot of walking between his work, and he used to sell coal, and he'd have to carry coal on his back in the gunny sack up the steps to the apartment. And this one time when he passed he heard it before, but he stopped there and he thought, well, I'll listen to it. And he decided, well, if they're always saying something against the church all the time, he said, well, they must be better than they said they was.
Couldn't be very bad.
Or they couldn't be very bad, or they couldn't sing like they do. And he thought, well, if they can sing that good, why, they must be pretty good. So he went to the church and visited them, and then he decided to keep it going. He liked it so good that he kept it going there, and he was a pretty good musician, and he finally,
Within a year,
he was the
leading.
leaders got him into leading the choir, and he led the choir till he went over to America. And after he got to America, inside of a year, he was leading the choir there, and he led it for over 50 years. And he couldn't talk the language.
At first.
He just had to kind of stutter and
Just
do the best he could. And anyway, that's why he learned the language so quick, because he was around people so often, and it kind of helped him to get the right language. Mother, she had to stay home, and she couldn't talk. That's why she didn't learn the language like Dad did. He picked it up quick, because if he said something wrong, well, then they'd laugh, and then he'd the more they'd make fun of it, the more it helped him to overcome the things he said wasn't right. So that way he got to learn the language quite quick.
Okay, well, we sure have enjoyed you being down here. And that grandma, she about had a catastrophe the other day. Maybe you better tell that, what happened, and then...
Well, we was going to go down to see Shelley. We come out the back door, and I forgot about the step, where you have to step down. And I went down and almost fell down, and almost went down the steps. I grabbed hold of the door, frame of the door, and held me up, or else I'd have been down the steps and probably killed.
Yeah, I think your guardian angel was there, because the way you went and fell right down to them steps,
Well,
it wasn't
the
just a
door was
little
open.
stumble. It was just like, but it was still about a miracle. I mean, to me, it was that she
Yes, it was.
was able to react that fast and without falling, because she was headed down them stairs. It wasn't just a little kind of stumble; it was a fall. So we're sure thankful for that. So now, if we can get him home
safe.
Safe and sound, why, that'll be good. Okay, I guess we'll stop this then.
You think we'll have to board again?